got a nice little purr. Okay, Indian Scout, who's that for? Is it a beginner bike? Maybe. Round town bike? Maybe. Oh, man. Some bumps. There's some bumps there. So that's the first issue, is the suspension. Suspension could be a little softer. Probably needs to be adjusted. I'm kind of a svelte 247. You can see I didn't do bad there. Vibration, you got a high frequency vibration in the grips. Let's see, 2700 RPM, 2850, 2900. So that's annoying. I think that guy knows what staggered means. That's alright. Yeah, I think this would be a good starter bike. I like that green. I mean, 100 horsepower and such a small frame. Okay, so the comparison to the Fat Bob. New Harley Fat Bob Softail. This feels lighter, more responsive. Suspension could be a little bit softer. What else? That annoying vibration. Oh my gosh. High frequency. So I had to figure out how to deaden that. I don't know if you do different grips or what. You're not quite forward control or mid control. You're like in between the two, which is nice. The 3.3 gallon tank, as far as range, that should be interesting. I would think it would kind of limit you quite a bit on range, but still, look at the Fat Bob. The Fat Bob's got what, 3.6, 3.7, has a bigger displacement motor. It's probably a lot thirstier. I don't know. Boy, that throttle, you just kind of twist it and go, huh? Which is really nice. Metallic Jade, $12,000 US. So when Indian came out with this Scout and this engine, Victory, also Polaris Industries, that owns the Indian, had the Victory Octane. And from what I read online, the Octane actually outdid the Scout in a lot of ways. But that was then. This is now. The Polaris decided to put all their effort, kill Victory off and put all their effort into Indian. Of course, you know, a lot of guys 40 and above, probably in the 50s, are going to go for the big Roadmaster, which is what I'm behind. But not everybody can afford a $30,000 motorcycle. Man, grooving on that engine sound. I don't know if you can hear it or not. It's a nice swirl. Okay, so if you go online on YouTube, there's a video where a guy shows how to change the spark plugs in his Indian Scout. And it appears to be quite an ordeal. Airbox is under the gas tank. The plugs must be difficult to get to. I didn't watch the whole video. I saw enough to see that you had to remove the seat and the gas tank, and at that point I was like, well, that's an awful lot of work. Now, some bumps it does fine, and other bumps it's like bottoms out in the back end. So yeah, I would have needed to, if this is my personal bike, I'd need to adjust the suspension a bit. Yeah, for some reason that whir sound just really does it for me. It's got a good throaty sound to the exhaust when you're sitting on it. Pull the handlebars, you could actually maybe rotate them back a little bit. Okay, so my height, I stand 5'10", 5'11", wingspan 6'1", inseam about 33, 34 inches. I'm actually comfy on this little thing. I say little, but it's not really that little, is it? Like the headlight. Track's nice. I mean, you just pretty much think about it and kind of give it a little input and boom, it's there, you know. Passenger comfort on something like this. If you're married, your wife better love the heck out of you, because that passenger seat's dinky. The passenger seat's very dinky. If you're a single guy, not so bad. You know, you have dates, oh, chickens. Handle a date on it, I guess. We're idling about 1100 RPM. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, viewers, if you think these are underpowered bikes, you really need to get on this thing and test it. It's got it. It has got it. Kind of surprised, to be honest, you know, for the V-twin power plant. It seems more almost aligned with a 4-cylinder. I would give you kind of, you know, what is the engine heat like, but considering it's only 42, 45 degrees out Fahrenheit, that's really not a good comparison. What would I change if I had one of these? Well, I'd get some crash bars, tip-over bars in that front end for one. I don't know if I have it on camera, but the gentleman who's in charge of the demo day explained that somebody laid this bike down and did $5,000 damage on the left side, and he's still waiting for some of the parts to come in. Like the front fender's got a nice scuffed nick out of it, which front fender's metal, by the way. A couple other pieces still need to be changed on it. It's at 172 degrees Fahrenheit engine temp. As far as switches go, the switches seem kind of small, but they're usable. I'll give it that. I don't know what the horn sounds like. Oh, that horn's horrible. Alright, that's another change. Gotta get a deeper or manlier or more noticeable, or what do you want to call it, horn. I think I heard a Harley the other day, a 2018 Harley with that same tone, and was not impressed. Thing is, there's no fuel gauge, so that trip odometer is very important once you figure out how far you can get on a tank of gas. Now I've seen there are like windshields out there for these things and saddlebags. Would you be able to turn this into a sport touring bike? Maybe. Maybe. You know, you're not riding a Luxo cruiser like the Roadmaster there. And I guess if you upgraded suspension, maybe went with a little more progressive shocks, it might be nice. Not to say any certain brand. Sixth gear and just kind of roll it and go. Don't have to drop in gear. I mean, can you imagine if you dropped a gear or two and disappeared on this thing? Oh my goodness. Wind on it. Well, running the speed limit of 55 miles per hour. Wind's reasonable. This one, you got a lot of drag against your chest and shoulders area. I wouldn't say it's more drag than the Fat Bob though, it's about the same. Maybe a little cowl on the front would be a good option. Enough to divert the wind away from your torso. I wonder how the wind noise is on the bike. Hopefully it's not too bad. Down and behind you. Huh.